Did you know that there could be silent sales killers killing your boutique sales and profits right now in your store? Regardless of your success, regardless if you made 7 figures or more, there's still things that are actually going to be killing your sales and stopping you from getting to the next level in profitability and scalability. Do you know what they are? If you don't, stay tuned. I'll tell you what those 3 things are and make sure that you stop them right now so you start progressing and moving forward to the next level that you want to have in your boutique. Stay tuned. Hey there, Nichole Sims here, the boutique expert, and I am a retail merchandising and marketing strategist, and I help elevate visual merchandising and marketing for established boutiques and brand owners to boost sales. I have over 35 years of experience working with brands like Nike, Agassi, Forever 21, Spanx, and more, and I've used visual merchandising with those brands to boost their sales, their profitability, and their traffic. And now I do the same thing for independent boutique owners and fashion brands. So today we're going to talk about how important it is to identify these silent killers of your sales in your store. You could be doing well. You're doing well. You're having great success. You have great customers. You have a great customer base, loyal fan base, followers, great email list. Things are going well, but you could be doing a lot better. And the reason is you're not attacking and identifying what these silent killers are. They're killing your profits right in front of your face. So today we're going to talk about the 3 things that are actually killing your profits and stopping you from getting to the next level in your business. Okay, silent killer number 1. Inconsistent visual merchandising between locations. So you have more than one location and you get a different feel and look everywhere they go. So your customers are getting one experience, one store where it has neat, clean, organized, great visuals, great messaging, easy to walk through, great vocal points, mannequins are layered, steamed, wonderful. They go to another location, not so much, right? Or it's a different vibe altogether. It's not on brand. It's totally different. This is killing your sales. Okay, man, I think so. You might be saying, hey, I'm making money. I did over 6 figures last year, or I did over 7 figures last year. What are you talking about? You could be doing more because those little things of inconsistency between stores, between messaging for customers kind of stops people from buying as much as they really could because the message is not there. So people don't trust you as much. They don't see the same brand as much. So one store could be outperforming the other because that store is the one that's on point, the one that's on brand, giving the right messaging, while the other store could be lacking in sales. Overall, your company is doing well, but your stores aren't equally profitable. Now, could be a lot of more things to that. Could be location, could be traffic, things like that. But part of the traffic issue could be your visuals, and could be the fact that this store over here and these stores over here who are not performing as well are not sending the same brand message as the ones over here. Okay, that can be killing your sales. So an easy fix. Make sure that you guys all talk together. I did a video about that as well, about how to train your whole staff and all your locations to make sure that you have the same presentation, the same brand messaging to your customers regardless of where they go. This also can be true if you only have one location and you're doing well, but you keep missing sales because you don't have inconsistent merchandising month to month, quarter to quarter. You may have a fresh new collection come in, fresh new product comes in, you do a wonderful floor set and it looks fantastic for 3 weeks. And then after that, you kind of let down, things are selling down. It's kind of hard to kind of move things around. You have maybe some issues with your staff. You don't have a good upkeep recovery from day to day. And then your visuals start to suffer because of that until your next floor set. That also kills your sales because customers used to seeing one thing with you. They come back in a few weeks because they love your product and then a completely different feel, look, and it doesn't give the same brand message. All right. So inconsistent visuals, whether it's one store from month to month, quarter to quarter, collection to collection, or you're going from store to store, has to be the same. So to keep your profits up, to keep your traffic consistent, you need to make sure so are your visuals. Okay, silent killer number 2 is that your staff is underperforming their presentation. And this could be a couple of reasons why this is happening. So they could be not even looking your brand. You've had to talk with them about their dress code, what you're supposed to wear, what you're supposed to look like. They should look like they work there. They should look like they're part of your brand. And sometimes things happen, they're getting lazy, and you're getting kind of lax to days ago with keeping up with the standards of dress code. Right? So you want to make sure they look the part. When people come in there and they see your salespeople, they expect to see everyone looking like they work there. They don't necessarily buy from you, which would obviously be a great thing because they can sell what they're wearing, but they should look like they work there. The outfits should be very similar to what they have. This was a big deal when I was in the stores, because part of the reason we will not talk to somebody is when I was working for Ann Taylor, when I was working for Express, when we interviewed people, we looked at how they dress. They didn't have to have our product on them, but they have to look like they actually belong working here. And that's why these companies give really great discounts, because you look better in the part, especially Ann Taylor. That was one of my favorite places to work because you looked the part. It was great. We had great discounts. We had fantastic discounts, but we looked like we worked there. Okay, we all had our individual style, but we looked like we worked there, and that makes people open to trust you more. They make you bring their walls down, and they want to interact with you. And also, maybe they're being lazy in the customer service. They're not pushing for the add-on sale. They're not doing their greeting correctly. They're not closing the sale. They're just coming saying, hi, welcome to the stores, and you need help, let me know, I'm over here, and then they go off somewhere, and the customer has to find them. Not giving a one-on-one really personal touch, giving that experience that your customers are looking for. So that could also be hurting your sales because they aren't getting the customer service because people are walking out, or they're not selling, they're not getting them add-on sales, which could be affecting your UPT, could be affecting your ADS, and eventually affecting your bottom line. So make sure you're training your associates. You may have a refresher associate training with all your stores, with all your people, and you make sure you have a very strict dress policy that you look like you work here. I understand where you work here, but that you work here. And then you make sure that they're having really strong in their sales. They understand where things are. They understand all things about your product. They can sell with ease. They're comfortable selling, comfortable talking to people, have a great attitude. Maybe a lot of times we take those things for granted, especially if they've been with your company for a couple of years or a few months and they've been there a while. You think, okay, they know. Well, they know what they knew, but they're not doing it right now, and that's hurting your bottom line. So get back to basics, get back to how you used to be with your people, and get them on the right train. Now, you'll see an uptick in sales and conversion. All right, so silent killer number 3, poor adjacencies and missed add-on sales, which I kind of alluded to before with the add-on selling for your associates. But you're not merchandising in a way that puts things together that makes sense, logical sense for outfitting for your customer. It sounds very obvious, sounds very easy, but a lot of boutiques miss this, where they have all their dresses over here and all their sweaters over here and all their accessories over here, and they're in quadrants, which has been easy to find, but customers usually want to create outfits with things together. The easier you make customers refine something to bring them together, the more often they're going to actually buy from you. So I'll buy the complete outfit. So your mannequins are your first way to do that, and making sure everything's pulled together. But then what I like to do is in front of my mannequins, or in front window, when you walk in, something or similar, something from that mannequin stand, and one or two of them is right there behind it. So you walk in the store, I love that sweater, I love that jean, boom, you're walking into the fixture and the presentation of that jean or that sweater. Okay, so they start, they come in and they see it again, and it's like a muscle memory to actually want to buy it and look at it. Another thing is, you want to put categories together that make sense. So you might have an accessory section in the back, but bring some things forward that go along with what you have on your floor plan. So maybe you have a really great fall collection, and you have some great leather bags, some great hats to go with it. Bring those forward adjacent to it. Or if you can do some wonderful belts with a great jean rack, things like that. So you're adding onto the sale, but you're making the adjacencies kind of like second nature to customers. Like, oh yeah, I do want a belt with these jeans. Oh yeah, I do want this great hat with this wonderful outfit. Oh yeah, I do think this bag would look great with this jacket, with this dress. All right, same thing, you put cardigans next to dresses. You want to kind of make things seamless and effortless, because the more you make people work, the less they're going to buy, because they don't want to work. They want to have fun. They want things. So part of this is your job for your salespeople, but what if they're busy? What if they're not available? When we have 3 salespeople and they're all with customers and 5 people walk in? Your adjacencies help you with selling and they help you do it easily without customers having to think it's being forced on them. It's like an obvious answer. All right. So set up your merchandising in a way that things make sense or next to each other. You're pulling things forward, you're rearranging things where you're putting outfits together, you're doing add-ons for them, so it makes logical sense. And then the salesperson comes in and closes the deal for you. And it's going to actually upkeep your ADS and your average dollar sale, and it's going to uptick your UPT, unit per transaction, because you're going to be buying more per transaction, and it's going to uptick your money and your profits and your bottom line. So that's it. Those are the 3 silent killers that are actually in your boutique right now that you can actually act on, that would actually, once identified and addressed, will uptick your profits and your sales and your bottom line. So first of all, you want to make sure that you have consistent merchandising through all your locations, and as well as in your own location from month to month, time to time. Number 2, you want to make sure that your associates have a great presentation, so that they're looking the part. They look like they work there, and they're up on their sales, and they're great salespeople, so people, when they're interacting with them, really are engaged and stay to shop and buy. And then lastly, make sure you have adjacencies and that makes sense, that add on to your sales. So you have add-ons throughout your store, and things are merchandised next to each other that make sense and add on to the bottom line. So those are ways you can definitely make sure that you're keeping your profits, that you're making sure that you keep your customers happy and engaged, and you're going to keep your scalability going more and more. Now, if you would love to get some help with this, because again, there could be a lot going on in all your stores, and you might think you're doing things well because you are doing well so far, but there's ways you can actually see a lot of things like this that you didn't think about that you're missing. I would love to do a 2-hour intensive with you. I have a program called 2-Hour Grow Your Business Intensive, and this actually is basically a 1 month of coaching and consulting and analysis of your entire business, and we sit down for 2 hours. You get a month of coaching in 2 hours. It's phenomenal. So click the link below and apply today, as you can sit down and look for the 4th quarter is quickly approaching, and you want to make sure that you're ready and that you're not missing things that you're missing that's actually hurting your sales going forward. All right. So click the link below and apply for this wonderful service to help you grow and help you scale to your next level. And as always, please please share, please subscribe to the channel so you get more tips like this week after week. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.